Traditionally, geologists divide the world into blocks that have experienced similar geological history. More as an afterthought, additional elements can be added, for example, faults. For the insider, this is a very logical approach, but the outsider will often struggle to understand and decipher this information. The history itself and the relation between the elements is not so evident. The structural framework method tries to solve this by being explicit about limits and units, such that each unit is given a story of its own. Let's take the example of a half-graben. Its first defining limit is a normal fault, where differential sedimentation occurs. This gives rise to an onlap unconformity at the base of the succession, which is its second defining limit. After the tectonic extension ceases, the first layer of again uniform thickness is deposited. This defines the third and final limit of the half-graben. This way of defining units gives context and meaning. But this is only the first step. Geology is always an intricate story and needs to be simplified when too complex. This can be done using different zoom levels, simplifying the picture when zooming out. The geology of Europe, for example, can easily be understood as a collection of plates, represented in different colors except for the gray, and orogens, the hatched areas, defined by suture zones, the dark blue lines, and orogenic fronts, the light blue lines. When zooming in, detail is revealed and attention turns from plates to regional and then local geological features. For example, the faults represented as red lines. With one scroll, zooming explains a fault as part of the fault system that defines a graben in gray and that sits in between the North Sea grabens and the volcanic complex of the Eifel area, crossing the Vriscan front. Ultimately, this whole system sits on the crust of Avalonia, in green, one of the defining elements of the Caledonian origin. With this approach, the structural framework methodology, a large amount of detailed geological information is gathered into one system in a usable and understandable way.